Restaurants are horrible investments, correct. I think I remember, I don't know if this is true anymore, but I remember about 20 years ago, the restaurants were the number one most risky business adventure and had a 90% plus failure rate because lots of people have these great, like, everyone loves my special spaghetti sauce and I love cooking. I'm going to start a restaurant. And they sink $250,000 into buying a location and getting all the, and then no one shows up because they bought it in a bad location, or they failed to consider all of these costs, like all these things. Like, it's restaurants are a notoriously difficult industry to get off the ground because you have to have so much upfront capital to get it off the ground, and then you somehow have to make all that money back before you can become profitable. So you're making bank payments, you're paying off investors, there's all these things that are going into it.
I wouldn't call it madness. Thrigvi stopped being human. He grew to a monstrous size and gained unimaginable strength. He became something other. After that, human concerns no longer mattered to him. Yet he's still Ulfr, bound by our
Yeah, a lot
customs
of those
and
celebrity chefs
rules.
have restaurants
It
that
might not
fail.
mean much to an outsider,
Even with a
but trust
celebrity
me,
profile,
it's a
it
very
can go
dangerous
under.
situation.
Can't you choose a new chieftain?
We tried. The moment we declared a new chieftain, Thrigvi appeared out of nowhere and killed the contender with a single blow. Then, like nothing had happened, he returned to his slumber. After that, the Ulfr began worshipping him like a god. Hard to believe, considering our disdain for magic and religion, isn't it? Yet, here we are. Don't be surprised if you hear them singing his praises or fawn. They're terrified of his power, although none of them will admit it.
How can I help you with Thurgiv?
The only way to remove an Ulfr chieftain is through an honourable duel, but there's no honour in fighting something like him. Perhaps my mentor Darvan knows how to defeat him. He won't tell me.
Uncle
He
Roger's
says he's
great, man.
afraid I'd try to face Thrigvi myself, and honestly, he's probably right. If I knew how to bring him down, I'd do it in a heartbeat. But Darvan thinks if our plans were discovered, I wouldn't live to see another day. He's probably right about that too. My brothers have grown unpredictable.
I'll deal with him.
Are you mad? Thrigvi is practically a demigod. No mortal can defeat him.
I'll manage.
If that's what you've decided, though I still think it's a terrible idea. You have my permission to challenge Thrigvi to a duel. I'll stay close by, just in case you fail.
Speak to Darbner about Thurgiv. Oh, I should stash this armor in the stash box. Halls of the Stone Wardens. Oh, are you not in this building? Or are there some stairs or something around here? Woo! Interesting looking place. Definitely something is not optimized right here. If I had to guess, it's probably the braziers. Jesus, yeah, that was we were fine until we came down the stairs and turned the corner, and there was something that's down here that's just like, oh my goodness, that's bad. Get out of the wall textures.
Come any closer if I were you.
And why is that?
Because I said so. And here in the official hall of the Stone Wardens, my word is law. Leave in peace. I'm not granting an audience.
You're not very welcoming to strangers, are you?
Ah, your powers of observation are truly impressive.
Strunner sent me. It's about Thurgiv.
Thrigva.
Thrugva, sorry.
Fool. Undead emerged with the Lone Pillar, thinking himself invincible. And perhaps he is. For now. So I guess you want to challenge him to a duel. You cannot defeat him as you are. The Lone Pillar grants him strength beyond mortal flesh. No blade will bite. No armor will hold. Not unless you earn the blessings of the giants. Listen well. To face Thrigva and live, you'll need more than just courage.
What do you mean?
You'll need to forge a weapon. A true marvel. One capable of shattering the Lone Pillar's might. Without it, you're as good as dead. I'll help you forge it. But you'll need to gather the giants' blessings first. They hold all the fragments you'll need.
How do I find them?
What do I look like? A giant keeper? The giants have no love for the likes of us anymore. Their power does not come cheaply. If Stroner sent you, then go back to his hut. His wife might know something useful. Women tend to keep the wisdom their men ignore.
Why hasn't he told me about his wife?
Stroner keeps her close. Protective, I'd say. Or maybe ashamed. If we're being honest, the Ulford tribesfolk say she's mad. Perhaps even a liar. Claiming she speaks to giants? You can imagine how that goes over. But mad or not, she knows things the rest of us don't. Don't judge her by their words. Go to her and listen. You might find her madness holds more truth than most men's sanity. Off you go. And thank you for aiding the Ulford tribe.
Well, I haven't aided you yet. You know, I'm wondering if it's the wall textures, because I turned around, and even though there's no braziers, there's two torches, but it's still like horribly chunky right in here. Look at that. It's like it's lurching so bad right in here. There is something around here. There's these stone wall textures. I think those happened as soon as we came down the stairs. Let me double check. No, they're still up here too. It's a little chunky up in here, but not nearly as bad as it was down there. Something in here needs some work. Yeah, because it's smooth as silk out here. Yeah, there's something down in there that's wonky. Who knows what it could be? That's not what I get paid to do. Optimization is not something I would wish on anybody. Yeah, Especially, yeah, even Baldur's Gate 3, Devon. Like, Act 1 was great. Act 2, a little wonky. Act 3, really wonky. We were talking about the other day, I think it was the first 5 or 6 patches that Larian did. It was all Act 3. It was all just fixing Act 3. I think the only thing that I saw in my Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough was, because it took me a while to get to Act 3, so by the time I got there, they had patched most of it. But I was getting cutscenes airing out of order, so like story elements were getting spoiled for me by accident. All right, Davron told me to speak to your wife.
Vigdis? What does she have to do with this?
She speaks to giants.
Does that old man really believe her ramblings are the will of the giants? Unbelievable. I won't say what I really think about this. If the master of the Brotherhood believes it, who am I to argue? Because I'm protecting her from prying eyes. The superstitions of villagers, that's why. I don't know you. Why would I speak of my wife, accused of madness, to a stranger? For any Dalrita, losing one's mind is like a living death, a shame worse than most can bear. But I love her too much to grant her a good death. If Darvan believes she hasn't gone mad, but instead serves as a bridge between the Ulfr and the giants, then I'll gladly let you speak with her. You'll find her in the locked room. Here's the key.
Oh, he's got her locked away? Shit, man. She really is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Unity engine. Which is why I could speak to how bad the Unity engine is for so many things while playing this game. I was like many other indie developers in that when I started, which was, it's been 10 years ago now. I think it was 2014 was when we started, 11 years ago. Unreal was not available to the masses. So if we wanted to use the Unreal Engine, we were going to have to pay a $100,000 licensing fee to use Unreal. So that was before Unreal switched their business over and started offering their engine for free in exchange for a percentage of back-end profits. So we didn't have $100,000 to invest in the Unreal Engine, so I gotta figure out a way to get over there. We started with Unity. And Unity does lots of things really well, especially if you are someone with no budget and you're getting started and you're trying to learn. And it had the marketplace, and you could get assets that you could just plug and play, which is awesome for things like top-down CRPG, or very simple games. And there's a lot of amazing Unity engine games. Unity is not a great game for this open 3D. I mean, it would be much better if this game was built in Unreal, but I will admit that they have done a reasonably good job with this game being built in Unity. But it still has its limitations when it comes to the performance. The major issue with Unity is that it doesn't have the budget of Unreal, not just monetary budget, but also rendering budget, and the HDPR pipeline is not that great. And it does many things well, and it's a very easy engine to use. But I will say that since my brother and I switched over to Unreal, which was 4 or 5 years ago, Unreal is superior in every way, shape, or form. It's easier to use. The tools are better. It has a university that can teach you how to use it. It automates the lighting and shading with Unreal 5. The blueprint system is fucking amazing, where everything's just drag and drop and plug things in together. It's super intuitive. It's really easy to learn how to use. And you can do way more things with Unreal. But in any case, Unity was easier at the time to get into, and it allowed us to get our foot in the door in terms of game development. But a very shitty game engine for MMOs, and if I could go back and do it all over again, I would definitely not use the Unity engine to build an MMO. Oh shit, I didn't realize you were cooking. Thank you. Quesadillas with salad and beans for breakfast with tinga de pollo from yesterday. Yeah, blueprints are a game changer for sure. Hang on, I missed a question. Deadfish say, I'm almost done with Doom. Should I play this or Oblivion Remaster next? I would play Oblivion Remaster first because that game is polished as fuck and this game is not. So you could take a couple of months, go play Oblivion, have a great time, and let them finish patching this game. God, some of the ignorance that's coming out on that post this morning about the $80 price tag. Someone just said this. Greed is greed. The context doesn't matter. Obviously, if you want something, you'll pay what it costs, but the thought that they don't want to milk you for every dime possible is a silly one. They know people will pay for it, and they take advantage of every possible instance. I don't share that viewpoint. Not every company is trying to drain you dry. The market dictates what products cost, as a general rule. Not necessarily every time. There's definitely instances of companies like EA who will do sketchy marketing techniques. But sometimes it's just a simple matter of the market dictates the cost of my product. And that's what it costs because that's what it costs me to produce. We were talking about this earlier. My brother has to raise cattle for a living. The cost of corn and grain and the cost of shipping and diesel fuel and vaccinations, all of those things dictate the costs of what he sells his beef for. He doesn't get to dictate that. The market dictates that. So someone can complain, I don't want to pay $35 for a 1 pound steak at the supermarket. The cost is the cost. Like, it's costing the farmer X amount to produce. Because I guarantee you, if you think that the supermarkets are ripping you off, go try to buy direct from a rancher. Go try to buy beef directly from a ranch. You will pay more money to buy beef directly from a rancher. If you try to buy beef directly from a rancher, you will pay more money than you will pay at the supermarket. Because a rancher is not mass producing at a cattle facility. they are producing a few hundred cattle at a time. And so they have to charge what they have to charge to make a profit. It will cost you more money if you want to buy beef direct, generally speaking. That's because it's a non-issue, Mithril. There's no such thing. It's not that there's no such thing, it's that they don't impact the average everyday person. The only people who talk about the cartels are like the news media who want to scare you about how dangerous the world is. Now, they definitely exist. Like, a good example is last month, I think, there was a Mexican beauty influencer. I say beauty influencer. She was a TikTok star. Shot and killed live on TikTok. She was unalived while live streaming at her beauty parlor. Who unalived her? Ex-boyfriend. Who was her ex-boyfriend? A hitman for the cartel. Why did he unalive her? Because she dumped him, and he got pissed. And as a criminal, he did what all criminals do. He said, "Fuck you, bitch." And he went and took care of her. But that could just as easily have happened in Chicago. London, well, London has more strict gun control laws, but you know what I mean? Like, that was a criminal psychopath doing what criminal psychopaths do. It has nothing to do with whether or not he's part of the cartels, but that's what the media will tell you. You really want to get into creepy shit? Investigate the pharmaceutical companies in the United States. They do way more sketchy shit than any drug cartel in Mexico. Play Avowed first, Bruins. This game is not polished yet. Go play Avowed. It's a fully polished, amazing AAA experience. And then you can give this game a little more time to breathe. And then you can come play this game after it's had some more polish. Okay, I feel like I'm running around in circles. How the fuck do I get down here? I feel like I just need to like jump down over the cliff and then figure it out. It's definitely down there somewhere. Now there's like a road. How do I find that road though? Do I maybe have to leave town? The parkour system in Avowed is amazing, and it really makes me wish that this game had some sort of mantling system. I complain about it every single time I try to jump over something, and I can't. Like, I'm sitting here like this right here. Just let me jump up for the love of all things holy. Why can't I jump up here? Because it doesn't have a mantling system. And that's why I'm like, every game does things differently. Some games do things better. Avowed has a mantling system and a parkour system. So all this shit, it's like, bloop, and I'm up and over. And it has a really cool dual wield combat system. Given the keys. She must be downstairs. Okay, so by the way, this place is using the same stone walls that other building was using, but there's no performance issues in here. So I wonder if there was statues lining the wall in that hall, and there was also the braziers. So my money's going to be either on the braziers or it's the statues. He's got this poor woman locked in a cage. You said you know how to speak with giants. Oh, we're missing voiceovers. No, I wonder what her voiceover is. They did say their next patch is going to focus on voiceovers, so hopefully they're going to be fixing volume levels and also addressing stuff like this where there's missing. Alright, we need to go to their shrines. Each shrine is something different. Test of will, trial of battle, or a riddle. How do I find the shrines? You'll feel it when you're close. The air grows heavy. The earth hums beneath your feet. Near things that look like petrified giants. For the summoner, you'll need proof of the hunt. You'll need flowers. Okay. Giants demand truth, not tricks. Why did the Ulfer think you're mad for knowing all this? We still honor their strength. Okay. Well, I'm going to leave her door open. Hopefully she can go out and live her best life instead of being caged up in a cellar because she talks to giants. Poor lady. Alright, so this... The shrines are all over the place. Holy crap. So I made an estimation the other day that I figured I was within 10 hours of finishing the game. That is not true. These quests are massive. We're definitely not 10 hours away from finishing the game. Oh, I can't get across that. I don't know how I'm getting over there. There's a cave. I bet we have to go through the Forgotten Hall. Or is there a way to run up the sword? Oh, I bet we can run up the sword. Oh no, I'm not going to be able to go across that. The fuck are we getting over there? I bet we have to go through the hole.